All right, welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm Brook Eddle, joined here with Jim Bushy, live in the WBA ABC studios in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm live here in the CCX studios in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. So glad to have you guys join us back here with the 94 podcast, another installment. Jim, how are you? How was your Labor Day weekend? A whole lot of things are happening in Green Bay. But before we get into the kickoff of this weekend, how are you? What's new?
I don't know if you can see this, but I'm doing the dance of joy. College football back, NFL football back. We're getting to fall. It's getting colder. That means ice hockey's coming back. I'm getting pumped. My Labor Day was great. I actually had that Monday off of work, so I didn't have to do anything. Oh my goodness, man. I am excited. Football's back. Brooke, how are you doing, my good man?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I had a great Labor Day holiday. Being able to kick off September and the last bits of summer. So enjoying that, and then getting excited for real NFL football. I know we've been talking about projections. We've been able to at least experience 1 week of college football. That was awesome last week.
Technically two.
Being
Technically
able to
two.
see number
Technically
one
two.
versus two, and then also great games with LSU and Clemson, Miami, Notre Dame, also and also bad games, TCU and UNC. And now we got other blowouts that are in progress right now in week 2. So it's continuous. Now, though, the NFL did kick off. We'll talk about the Micah Parsons trade. His former Dallas Cowboys teammates, they took on the defending champs without Micah Parsons, and the Philadelphia Eagles were very, very happy they don't have to face Micah Parsons twice. And I've been talking to other NFC East fans. They are so elated to see number 11 move on. But enough about Micah Parsons right now. Let's focus on the game. Philadelphia, Dallas. 6 seconds into the season, we got controversy.
Oh my
Jalen
goodness.
Carter, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott breaks the huddle in between his two offensive linemen to go spit, but on the ground. And I know it's a terrible habit but it does happen in the heat of competition. And he just admitted he does spit thousands of times throughout the game, and he happened to need to spit in that moment. He steps forward, he spits at the feet of Jalen Carter, and I feel Jalen Carter felt like he was being targeted, or if Dak was kind of in a way rage baiting him, and he went and hocked a loogie pretty much on his jersey. Right in front of the ref. So it was a very low IQ moment for Jalen Carter. You got to grow up. You got to realize, your teammates need you, especially in the opening night. I know the emotions are flowing. The rings, the banner was unfurled. There's a lot of juice in those stands, and you add to it within 6 seconds. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. What a way to start the NFL season, Jim. What was your initial reactions when you saw that?
Okay, so my friend came over and I'm making dinner and then getting dinner ready, and then I hear him go, "What the f? What the f?" So I run in, and kickoff happened. Oh, he got suspended. What do you do? They show the replay. I'm like, "You idiot! Like, you idiot! There's nothing else to say but you idiot." You gotta play smart, not hard. And if they lost, that could have been a big part of the reason why they lost. I don't think he was thinking at the time, but who knows?
Right. It's okay, where do we go from here? Well, it got chippy. Needless to say, it got chippy after that. Both teams were on edge. It was, hey, you came after our quarterback, and Philadelphia is like, hey, you don't spit on anything here. Like, hey, it was like territorial. Like everybody was getting chippy. And then with the NFC East rivals, they had a great game. And then I think it was 21-20 at halftime. So it was a 1-point difference at half. And then that was the last points Dallas would score the rest of the game. Philadelphia would go on to kick another field goal to, with the final score being 24-20. But there was a lightning delay. Wasn't there a weather delay? An hour-long weather delay, which just adds another layer to this onion for an NFL kickoff. Well, there was no shortage of drama in that first game. But overall, what was your take on how Dallas looked, how Philadelphia looked? I mean, there were some great plays that could have been had by CeeDee Lamb that could have definitely changed the outcome. Same thing with the fumbles in the red zone by Miles Sanders. So there was a lot of things that, Dallas could have shifted the outcome. But we sit here, Philadelphia 1-0, Dallas 0-1.
I mean, what can I say? It was a great game. It was a slugfest. There was no defense in the first half. Well, first half and until they got to that weather delay. Then they had, I believe, was a cool down time during that time where the defense was like, "Hey, it's our time to shine." There were a lot of completed passes. The game was moving fast. I don't know if you noticed that, but the first half went like very quick. There was not a lot of drop balls. There was not a lot of going out of bounds. There was not a lot of everything that would stop the clock. So it was a slugfest, and it just felt like it kept going quickly. And the fact that it continued to the second half was like, okay, we're gonna have a fun 44-41 game. It's gonna be a slugfest, and then the lightning came, and like, oh my goodness, this is boring. We have to wait an hour. And then the defense came on. Then you saw the drop passes. Then you started seeing players going out of bounds. Then you started seeing people trying to get hot, but they couldn't.
Right. Try to keep the juices flowing because, it's tough once you're forced to walk away. And it was late third quarter. It was about 4 minutes left.
Yeah,
and there was a turnover right at that moment. The fumble had happened, and it ended up with Dak Prescott tackling whoever recovered the fumble. It was 27 for Philadelphia. He gets tackled by Dak Prescott, and then we get the weather delay. And it's just like, all right, this is a cliffhanger. We don't know what's about to happen. I'm sure some people in those stands, especially Dallas fans, probably were just like, all right, it's just getting too crazy. We got to go home. We got to get to the hotel. We got a flight in the morning. We're trying to survive. Yeah. We're not trying to die in the stands. No. We don't know what else is happening in those stands because after Jalen Carter kicks off the season with Spitgate, it's just bedlam in Lincoln Financial Fields. The concourse, I'm sure, was a war zone where I'm sure beers were getting spilled in regards to these fights happening, and in regards to there was a lot of just, I don't know, they turned Lincoln Financial Field into literally I don't know, it was almost kind of like a rescue and save center in regards to there was fights happening, but at the same time you're trying to keep people safe from the weather. And so it's just all right, maybe this is not the best thing in regards to having an extra hour of this environment continue. So I mean, I'm glad that the NFL did get the game back because that would have been tough in regards to having to postpone the game where they couldn't come back to the field. I'm glad that they were able to get the game in, but what a way in regards to Nick Sirianni. And then this was also Brian Schottenheimer's first game as head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. So what an entrance to the NFC East for Brian Schottenheimer and the new era of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know, what do you think the overall outlook is because I don't think Dallas is a playoff team. Like just seeing them, they do not look like a playoff team. They just a
They
lot
don't.
of plays that they left on the field. Go ahead.
They don't. They don't look like a playoff team, but they do look a little bit better than they did last year. I think a healthy Dak Prescott will push them. Maybe they'll fight for a wild card, but I don't think they'll get it. But they're going to be better unless if everyone can stay healthy, which is the key. Then I think, then I think that Dallas can be better than they were last year. But it's
I
week
mean,
one.
the rushing game looks better with Javonte Williams. I'll say that. Like
Yeah.
they're able to at least move the ball with him. Again, with Dak healthy or not, you got to protect the football, and I think that's been kind of like a tough thing for the Dallas offense in general. Like I know like Dak played a really good game for the circumstances, but I'm sure with everything on the line, I know Dak really wanted this game. Really wanted this game. Like, and not be able to ruin ring or banner night for the Philadelphia Eagles. That speaks volumes in the rivalry. Like I know that a lot of Eagles fans were always looking up to Cowboys with their Super Bowls, but it seems like it's been forever since the Cowboys have been even in an NFC Championship game, yet alone win a Super Bowl. So we'll see though. But enough of that. I think Philadelphia, they look really good. Jalen Hurts, he was able to execute. He was able to get 2 scores. And then also, quick shout out to the Philadelphia defense for the tush push celebration right after
Oh my god,
the
that was
fumble.
hilarious. I'm like, wait, what?
That's just having fun.
Oh, no, that is 100% having fun, and that's. I hope they never get rid of that because that just brings a flavor to the game that it's not you're not. It's just so fun, and that's just. Oh my gosh,
That was a good time. That was a good
it
time.
was.
That was definitely d- guys just having fun at the highest level. Okay, let's talk about Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, Brazil, hosted the Kansas City Chiefs and also the Los Angeles Chargers. It was Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and what's the rap a bit on Justin Herbert? He can't beat Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter what kind of weapons that you give Justin Herbert, he's just not better than Patrick Mahomes. And that's a tough pill to swallow if you're Justin Herbert, being a young quarterback, ascending young quarterback, and they played a really good game last night. Chiefs weren't able to answer late. I know that they did get close. It was at one point it was one possession game. Like I think the Chiefs were down 13-6 going into because they got like that last second field goal from Harrison Butker. But otherwise, they were keeping the Chiefs at bay. They were not scoring touchdowns. I know Travis Kelce got that long touchdown to pull them a little bit closer in the second half. But other than that, the Chargers were able to do everything and anything that they wanted to do on offense. And those conversions, I know there was some late game frustrations that the Chiefs are not so used to against the Los Angeles Chargers. When there was a conversion, Chris Jones is yelling at Tranquilo, and it's like, hey, there's obviously he lost contain on the runner. He was supposed to keep contained, but he lost contain. Runner gets outside to the edge, beats him to the edge, gets the first down. Chargers win the game. But long and short of it, the Chiefs, how did the Chiefs look for you?
They look beatable. That's what they look to me. They look like a team that has come down to earth. Mahomes, slow start to the game. I think he's going to pick up. They're still going to win the AFC West. We all know that's going to happen.
What about the Broncos? You don't like the Broncos? You don't like what the Chargers put on display?
I have them as a wild card. I have the Broncos as a wild card. The other the Raiders are not even going to come close. Chargers are going to just lose out in the last week.
Okay. Okay.
That's my prediction for the West.
Gotcha. You got the West. You still got the Chiefs coming out of the West.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. No, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, they still got to go to Arrowhead. The Chargers do. They still got Arrowhead
Yes.
coming up. And then also, you don't know how the rest of the division. I know the Broncos are going to be tougher. I know the Raiders are going to be tougher. Chiefs already lost one of their 6 division games, so you already know that they're not going to win all the tiebreakers. Again, Chargers, I'll give them a B plus. B plus because they stayed healthy. They didn't melt down when everybody thought they were going to melt down in the second half when the long touchdown pass to Kelsey, that looks like that could have been like a momentum shift there. But the Chargers, they were able to hold serve. And, again, there was some key mistakes towards the first half, but they did clean that up as the game went along. You got to give credit to Jim Harbaugh on being able to outcoach Andy Reid in a tough location. It's a neutral field in regards to, like, you're in Brazil. You had an offensive lineman almost die because he went and got rice and beans when the team specifically told him, hey, we got you covered on the nutrition. You don't need to be going out to these street vendors and eating anything locally here in Brazil. Like, I know Fogo de Chão is phenomenal Brazilian steakhouse. You're not going to find that out on the streets of Sao Paulo. Like, you are a professional athlete, $1 million athletes that are invested in your well-being, and you're literally waking up in the ER, and then the next day you're like, all right, it's time to suit them up, put the pads on, and get ready to play. But Mekhi Becton, I believe the left tackle for the Los Angeles Chargers, he did warm up, he did play, but what a story to tell in regards to almost dying of food poisoning in Brazil, because you just, you're in a foreign country in regards to you are a outsider and you're having this food. And again, major storyline avoided in regards to this athlete was able to survive and actually play. But what a trip in regards to the Los Angeles Chargers, the ups and downs of it. They come away 1-0. They must feel really nice on the flight back to Los Angeles. But I really like Omarion Hampton. Justin Herbert definitely impressed, both through the air and on the ground. Looks like he does look a lot faster than last year, because I think he was kind of nursing a couple of injuries last year. Now he looks like he's a way more healthier Justin Herbert than we've seen in the last few years.
Definitely, it looks better. I think he just looks way better.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know what? It could be different. I think he might have a chance to make a better case of making the playoffs this year and being that guy who you can he's not washed yet. He still has more years in front of him than behind him, but who knows?
Oh, absolutely. Chargers won, the final score being 27-21. So
that ending was awesome.
We had 2 games. None of these teams scored at least 30 points. I thought there was going to be at least a 30-point score, right, in one of these first games, especially knowing that it's the first week. Your defenses are going to be more likely, they're going to be a little bit more behind in regards to some of these schemes, and you would think maybe the offenses would be able to kind of take advantage of that, or special teams. I think special teams is always interesting to watch in the first couple weeks, because you're normally not having to see your starters in special teams, because there's a lot of rookies and free agents that are trying to make a team that are doing special teams. So for the most part, no crazy mishaps. There was an extra point that was missed, though. That was huge for Kansas City.
It was, and that shifted things. I
It
think
did shift. It
that
did shift.
it
You
changed
could
the
have
way
went
they
at a tie.
played
You
because
could
they
have had
had
a
to
tie
play
game.
from
Now you're down one.
yeah.
That's huge. Yeah, it's like missing a penalty kick, the equivalent in regards to like you had a moment to equalize the game, and then boom, you missed, and then now you're literally behind the 8 ball the rest of the way. Then they went up 8, and then in regards to the Chiefs, they just ran out of gas at the end. Seemed like they were really trying to will their way back into this game, but Chiefs go 0-1, but we have a great Sunday slate for kickoff weekend. Buccaneers, Falcons, another divisional battle. Bengals, Browns. I mean, what's your stardom, sit-em? Like, I know you're a big fantasy guy, and we both had fantasy drafts. Do you got some stardom, sit-ems in regards to some of these games?
Okay, so it's simple and easy. I'm going to start Michael Penix Jr. I think he's going to have a great game against Tampa. I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit this. I'm going to sit the. I know I said this earlier. I'm sitting the Denver Broncos. And I'm starting Cam Ward. I don't know why. I'm loving Cam Ward. He has the best opportunity to make everything work. I just like him more. Denver, I think their defense isn't going to be exactly there for the first start. They'll pick it up after, and yeah, that's why I say. And I like Penix Jr. I have two stardoms and one sit-em. That's what I have right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For my stardom, I'm starting Joe Flacco against the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Definitely starting Joe Flacco. If you are looking for a free agent quarterback that is normally not in your lineup, Joe Flacco. If you're looking for a quarterback in a pinch, Joe Flacco might be your guy. Because I think this is going to be a shootout between the two Ohio teams. The Browns, I feel like they have a better defense. But I think the Bengals, they're going to be a high-powered offense. They're going to force the issue. So I think it's going to be the Bengals are going to be putting up points, and I think the Browns will definitely have to catch up at some point. So I like Joe Flacco and the production that he's going to be able to produce with Jerry Jeudy, also having David Njoku, and you also we'll see again in regards to the running back situation. More likely, it's going to be a running back by committee. You got Dylan Sampson, you got Jerome Ford, Quinshon Judkins. At some point, will he join the Browns camp? Or again, there's so many questions there. But I'm starting Joe Flacco. Sitting, I'm going to sit. I would definitely look at sitting. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm sitting Russell Wilson. I'm sitting Russell Wilson against the Commanders. That's a quarterback that I would do a wait and see approach in regards to Russell Wilson. He definitely has the weapons, but we'll see how that translates into the Brian Daboll offensive scheme. Again, we don't know if Jackson Dart is going to be the starter here. I know you mentioned Cam Ward. We'll see who wins the Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I'm sure Cam Ward is definitely one of the top favorites, up there with Ashton Genty and all these other top running backs like R.J. Harvey. I'm sure is going to be another dark horse that is going to be named in this. And Emeka Egbuka, he is a start for me in regards to Emeka Egbuka for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to be facing the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, definitely start Emeka Egbuka. And I think he's just going to get a little bit more of the usage just because knowing Baker Mayfield, if he sees a guy that's consistently going to be able to beat his guy and be able to just create that separation, Baker Mayfield's going to find him and he's going to make him his favorite target because look what happened with Mike Evans. Look what happened with Chris Godwin when he was healthy. Even Chase McMillan, obviously he left the preseason with a neck brace, so that's unfortunate for him. But he should be back in the season. But I think right now everybody that has been talking about the Bucs camp, they've been raving about Emeka Egbuka. I got him as a start for week 1. Sit. I do have a sit in regards to wide receivers. I am sitting Travis Hunter. I can't trust Travis Hunter right now. And I think he's going to play more cornerback, defensive back to start.
Probably. He's going to be more on the defensive side. I think he's not going to help that much on the offensive side.
Oh, yeah. Like, they definitely have other stars and studs in Brian Thomas. They also have De'Ami Brown. So yeah, they got options. They also got Doug Strange, big target for Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Etienne, and then they also got Tank Bigsby. Jaguars with their new head coach Liam, I think they're going to turn into what we saw with the Buccaneers. We're going to see the running backs get a lot of the production because there's going to be a lot of hey, if nothing's open, we're dumping it off and we're going to have our running back get positive yards. Basically, it's going to be an extension of a handoff, essentially for these a lot of these pass catching backs. Okay. Do you have another stardom, Sid'em?
Let's see. Stardom, Sid'em. I think I'm going to have to start J.J. McCarthy. I have to. I think he's going to come back. He's going to take out the Bears' defense. He's going to throw over them. And I think I'm going to sit. I think I'm going to sit Matthew Stafford. What?
That's a safe play. I like that. J.J. McCarthy going up against the Bears. That's going to be a fun debut. You get Ben Johnson in his home debut for the Chicago Bears going up against J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy going up against this defense. Again, you're going to see on Monday night, is he able to move around, use his legs, and also use the weapons that Kevin O'Connell has, in regards to form this offense, years coming into it and knowing that, hey, J.J. McCarthy's the guy that they're hitching their wagon to. So start J.J. McCarthy. I like that start. You have a Stidham?
Yeah, my Stidham was Matthew Stafford. I think he's just at the age where it's he's going downhill a lot quicker than anything else. So it's going to be tough. I just don't see it.
You said sit who? What's his name?
Matthew Stafford.
Oh, okay, Matthew Stafford. I was like, Matthew Stafford? Okay. I could see that. Matthew Stafford going up against a tough Texans pass rush. And you also have Derek Stingley Jr. in regards to just another tough shutdown corner out there for DeMeco Ryans and his defense. Yeah, I can see that. Devontae Adams, gotta like that though in regards to Matthew Stafford. Puka Nacua, no longer have Cooper Kupp, but again, we'll see. I think they might actually run the ball more too. So that might be a savvy play by you, Jim. All right, final start Sid'em. All right, I gave you a quarterback. I gave you a quarterback to sit. I gave you a wide receiver to start. And I give you a wide receiver to sit. I'll give you a running back. I am starting Jahmyr Gibbs against the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
Jahmyr Gibbs is about to go crazy. And realizing that Micah Parsons has been inserted into the lineup in Green Bay. If you're Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, you muddy up the game. Like, grit and grind. You run the ball. You force Micah Parsons to no longer be able to do what he does best, rush the quarterback. So I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be huge in the passing game and in the rush game, but I'm starting Jahmyr Gibbs. He is definitely a start.
I don't blame you, yeah.
And then a sit. I'm also looking at a couple of these games here. Running backs, I would sit. This is tough. For running back that I would sit, I'm taking a look at. I'm sitting Ramondre Stevenson. That's who I'm sitting. Because you just don't know. With Henderson being in the mix, I think that could, Trevion Henderson being in the mix, I think that could eat into enough of Ramondre Stevenson's positive production that I don't think he is a start right now. I think you hold on to him as a handcuff for Henderson for long term, but right now you got to sit him and find better options.
You got to. I mean, it's going to be tough, but they're going to have to find better options there.
Right. Oh, absolutely. All right. We can do picks. I don't know if you got any other games that you wanted to dissect. I mean, take a quick look at the schedule here. I'm just going to rattle off some of them, and then you can tell me like which ones you want to look at. We got an AFC South battle in Atlanta between Tampa Bay and Atlanta. So we got the Buccaneers and Falcons. And then we got a AFC North battle, a battle for Ohio between Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. And then we have go ahead.
That's Ohio. I think the game we should talk about really is the Steelers-Jets. I mean, think about it.
Steelers and Jets. Yes. Steelers and Jets. Yes. That one will be. That's an early game. Yeah. Steelers and Jets will be an early game. It will be at MetLife. So yes. Aaron Rodgers, former Jet, now a Pittsburgh Steeler. Justin Fields, former Steeler, now present New York Jet. So they will be starting against each other. That should be a really good game. Mike Tomlin, we'll see in regards to did he make the right decisions, because both of his former quarterbacks are in New York now. So we talked about Russell Wilson earlier, and now we got Justin Fields going up against Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers. We'll see. No George Pickens now. They got DK Metcalf, so we'll see what type of output for that game. That's a good pick 'em. I'm probably going to go Steelers out of those two teams.
I'm going Steelers too. I think
I'm going Steelers.
A couple more years in the oven to be good.
Yeah.
I think another game we should talk about, and I know I set Denver Broncos over Tennessee, but that's going to be a good game. Year one number one pick versus a second-year rookie or second-year quarterback. That's going to be a fun
absolutely. One. Yeah, this could have been like a college matchup at some point. Nix going up against Cam Ward. Cam Ward, obviously, the number one overall pick of this last draft in 2025. I know when his name was read in Green Bay, it was no surprise that he was going to go number one. So Cam Ward gets to debut his career on the road in Mile High against the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton and Bo Nix. I like this matchup, but I feel like it is definitely a trap game for the Broncos, because a lot of people have been kind of dismissing the Titans, but the Titans have gotten a lot better on offense since last season.
They have.
Because Will Levis, he was turning the ball over too much for them to be a threat. And also their running game was not where it needed to be. But now that you got Tajay Spears sidelined for a good portion of the beginning of the season. You have an opportunity to see what Tony Pollard can do without having to split carries. And also you get a physical runner in Mullings that's going to be able to back up Tony Pollard as a change-up back. But no, it is definitely going to be an intriguing matchup. You got R.J. Harvey. You got Cortland Sutton. Just great receivers for the Broncos. I think Tyler Franklin as well played with Bo Nix at Oregon. But yeah, that's going to be a good game. All right. Another game that I would definitely want to do a pick for is obviously the Sunday night Ravens-Bills.
Oh, that's another great game.
That's going to be a movie.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be a matchup of the last two MVPs, and who's going to get to the Super Bowl this year? Is it going to be the Ravens? Is it going to be the Bills? Or is it going to be the Chiefs? Or the Bengals? Those are the four top teams that come to my mind immediately right now when you're thinking AFC playoffs. Those are the teams that more likely are going to be in the mix or at least have an opportunity to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl 60, which will be played in Santa Clara. So, again, who will be there? I think we get to find out a little bit more about that question in Week 1 between the two matchups between the Ravens and Bills. We might get a playoff rematch of this game because this was the divisional. I think hold on. This was actually, was it no. Was it the divisional? I think it was divisional again.
Possibly, yeah, I think it was divisional.
This is the divisional because the Ravens beat the Steelers last year in the playoffs. They got to the divisional. They went to Buffalo. They got eliminated. Mark Andrews unfortunately dropped the 2-point conversion that was going to send it into overtime. The Bills were able to recover and win and go on, and then they played the Chiefs. Yep, that was the divisional rematch. That would be a really good game. And obviously we're doing Packers and Lions. We're picking that game, and Vikings Bears.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know
what about coaches Niners? What do you think about the Niners? Niners Seahawks.
Oh my gosh, Niners Seahawks.
We got to get you horizontal, man. You look crazy.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, just leave it there. Yeah.
Sorry. I had to take care of something for work.
All right.
But Niners Seahawks. I mean, that could be a game. It's just meh. Who knows? Seattle on paper doesn't look good. It looks like everyone but Purdy is degrading on the 49ers. It could be a game. It could be a game that no one was expecting. It just wait and see type. If you think about it.
Yeah, these are always good matchups between the Niners and Seahawks.
Yeah, they're always good. It's just it doesn't feel like it's going to be. It's not that big of a game anymore. Like the star powers aren't there. You don't have. You have Sam Darnold there now, but you don't have Geno Smith there. The 49ers are losing all their top players. Their defense has gone downhill. It just
I think their defense could definitely be on track for a really big season, especially having they got Robert Saleh back. So I think that is definitely a huge win for the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan trying to get that elusive Super Bowl, and knowing that the Super Bowl is going to be in your own backyard. Like, I don't know, what more do you need? Do you need even more motivation to go get it this year, knowing that it's going to be played on your own field? Your own field. You know that there's going to be a Super Bowl champion on your field. And I know that the Niners, having traded Debo to the Commanders this year, they're ready for a refresh. They're ready for a rebrand, even though they have their core stars in George Kittle. You got Fred Warner, guys that have been there for years. You got those. You got Joey Bosa. You got those like core guys that have been there through a lot of these Super Bowls and the ups and downs in regards to like having the opportunity to be in Super Bowls, but then having the heartbreaking fashion in the way that they've lost those Super Bowls. I think the Niners are a dangerous team. We get to watch them against the Seahawks and Sam Darnold's first ever game as the starter for the Seattle Seahawks starting week 1. You get Jackson Smith and Jigba, see what he's able to do. Kenneth Walker, the third, and you also got Zach Charbonnet. So Seattle stacked. They got a good defense as well. So this will be a close game in regards to like, can Christian McCaffrey stay healthy? That's going to be the biggest question of this game.
That's a huge question because he was out most of the time last year. He's hurt. If he gets hurt again this year and it's serious, I think this is the year he retires because I don't know how much longer he has on his body, the wear and tear to keep going and everything. It's I don't know. I think if he gets hurt, a big injury this year, he's going to retire.
Oh yeah. Like if he's not able to stay healthy, and then this is a continuous track for him, and again, his career was threatened with the last couple of injuries that he had last year, leading into this year. So again, Christian McCaffrey, like again, we hope the best for CMC. We definitely want to see him back on the field, performing at a high level for the 49ers. But again, we'll see if he's able to hold up. That'll be an interesting game to watch in the afternoon slate. We did talk about the Lions-Packers, but before we get into that, what about the trade? Let's talk about the trade that brought Micah Parsons into this Week 1 matchup between the Detroit Lions, the NFC North defending champs, two-time defending champs of the NFC North. I know this, it hurts me to say that. The Detroit Lions, two-time defending NFC North champs, going on the road to the Green Bay Packers, hollowed field, Lambeau Field, to go up against Jordan Love and now Micah Parsons. They're BFFs now. They were talking about this on his podcast. So podcasts do matter. They definitely, you're able to make deals on podcasts. It's kind of cool that was kind of a moment that they predicted a year before. I think it was in February. They predicted like, hey, why don't you come to Green Bay? Now Micah is in Green Bay. You tell me, what is life like in Green Bay right now, Jim?
Everyone is excited. I'm pretty sure you can't go anywhere without seeing a lot of green and gold. You can't go out and just be like, huh, okay. No one's going to. Everyone's at this one spot. Everyone's getting back to football. You know where everyone's going to be at a certain time. Hell, everyone knows what channel it's going to be on prior to even game day. Everyone's preparing for that. No one's making plans. No one is out there doing anything. People are just focusing on the game and about to have so much fun. And I heard people are already planning their tailgates at like 8 in the morning tomorrow. Football's back. I'm excited. Football's back.
So they're going to start early. So 8 a.m. tomorrow outside Lambeau Field. You'll catch Jim, out there with the – no, I'm just kidding.
No.
Right. You got a special assignment, from WBA, the ABC. They need you out there. A man of the people. Oh, God, that is hilarious. But so, needless to say, the Packer fans are excited for what a lot of Packer fans are saying is Reggie White 2.0.
I know, it feels like it's close to that with him being Reggie White 2.0.
For sure, absolutely, and realizing that this is going to be a huge game in knowing that you're going to have Joseph Kirby going up against Tyler Kraft. I know they got some bad blood in regards to like early meetups last year, and and realizing like, hey, Kraft took exception to what Kirby Joseph was doing and saying like, hey, you're trying to take me out, like with these, hits below the knee. And he did that in regards to TJ Hawkinson in a previous game where that cost TJ Hawkinson his season. And I mean, a good portion of last year too, where he did miss the start of the season until he got up to speed. But now that TJ Hawkinson took that full season to recover, like these tight ends are definitely, they know their livelihood's at stake. Whenever you're going for those legs, that's everything for them. So this will definitely be a battle to remember here in the NFC North. Jared Goff, Jordan Love. Also, there's a winning streak on the line too. I think they've swept I think they won the last 3 or 4 matchups in Lambeau, if I'm not mistaken. Detroit has definitely had they've stringed a couple of wins together at Lambeau for sure.
Oh, 100%. And I have to look back at the things. I think it's been a while since Green Bay beat Detroit at Lambeau Field. Probably over the past 3 years, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I could be wrong. But it feels like that. And it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game. If Love can stay healthy, it could be another shootout. It could be having a 0 game. And I know the weather's going to be cold, but it's not going to be too cold. And there's no rain in sight. And it's going to be a fun opening day of football.
Oh, absolutely. It will be America's Game of the Week. More likely they'll have Tom Brady calling this game for Fox.
Tony Romo's here.
Is it what?
Tony Romo's here because my uncle actually met him yesterday.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That's the crew.
Okay. So, yeah, this definitely is going to get all the hype for this game. And knowing that this is going to be Micah Parsons' first snap wearing the number 1, the first time a Green Bay Packer has worn the number 1 since Curly Lambeau.
Curly Lambeau. Oh, yeah.
Right. The name is, like the field is named after. So what a moment for the NFL to be able to shift Micah Parsons from America's team to Green Bay now. So in regards to like small town America football, you got Micah Parsons. There's going to be a lot of kids that are going to be wearing that Green Bay number 1 in the stands. Believe that. Like those jerseys are flying off the rack. Have you seen him? Have you seen the Micah Parsons jerseys in public?
I have not yet. I mean, I've been keeping an eye out for them, but everywhere I go, it's been the talk of the town when the trade happened. They're comparing that trade to like the Luka trade from the NBA, and they're comparing it to the Rafi Devers trade in the MLB that just happened. People are still talking about it. People are excited. I haven't seen a lot of jerseys, but I'm assuming you go to tailgating tomorrow, everyone's going to have it. So I mean, I'm pretty sure they're sold out all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of great action. A full slate of NFL football on Sunday. Monday night, we got Vikings, Bears. But again, great primetime matchups. Ravens, Bills, the Sunday night kind of nightcap after the full day of football. Just phenomenal games. But before, we're off the topic of football, let's talk about college football, though. College football, how was the first week? I mean, we saw what happened in one of the great games that we got to see live. Notre Dame, Miami, that was a classic game. Mm-hmm. And I know you're a Notre Dame fan, so I hate to bring that up, but it's just, hey, that was a great game. Whatever the result was, that was a great game. That was what you want for a college football matchup, especially when it's on national television.
It was a great game. They had the catch of the year already in week 1, so it's like, what the hell? But it was awesome. It was a great game to watch. It was such a, I want to say classic, and I'm glad it had its own standalone game. Week 1, I think the first 2 games were kind of boring, kind of mid. The last game, LSU versus Clemson, that was a game. That game was going to go overtime. And then Chapel Bill. He can't get it done in his coaching debut at Chapel Hill. Belichick couldn't get it done.
Bill was definitely chapped at Chapel Hill. Let's say that
Yes.
much. He was chapped at Chapel Hill. Yeah, Air Jordan couldn't save him.
No.
Michael Jordan was there too. His airness was there. They didn't get the result that they were looking for, and that's the new era of North Carolina football. And to be as petty as Bill Belichick is, he denied the New England Patriots scouts access to UNC practices.
I mean, hey, you got to keep everyone focused somehow.
Exactly. I feel like, Bill, you got to move on. Like, your legacy in college is not going to change anything that you did in the NFL. Like, those are two separate things. But again, college football off to a really good start. I know week 1 had, just looking back at some of the really good games, you had Ohio State, Texas, 14-7, classic game. Arch Manning had a nice bounce back in week 2 against San Jose State. They're routing them, I think, 38-7 comfortably in the fourth quarter right now. But Ohio State gets that big win against Texas, 1-0. So they were able to go back into that college football playoff rematch from last year in the Cotton Bowl. And Ohio State was able to go ahead and continue their winning streak from last year with the 1-0 start at the Shoe. Penn State had a great showing against Nevada, put up 46 in that win, 46-11. The Battle of the Tigers, though, in Death Valley, that was phenomenal. In regards to college football, you had LSU, Clemson, SEC versus ACC. The powers are clashing. You got to see Dabo going up against Brian Kelly. So in regards to Dabo Sweetie, like, we knew that last year he was getting kind of questioned because they got beat down by Georgia, and everyone was saying, like, hey, is Clemson done? Similar to what a lot of people were talking about Alabama after last week's beatdown from Florida State. And I know I'm coming after Alabama here, but I think the standard changed. The fact that Kalen DeBoer changed Nick Saban's old office and he turned it into a Verizon store. Like, what? I mean, when he did that, that's when the standard changed, I feel like, in regards to, like, where you were coming from a winning standard at Alabama to now what we got. It's like, I can't, you've lost to Vanderbilt, and now you follow up with not an impressive start to the season. But again, we'll see how Alabama recovers in regards to, like, that entire season, because we know that they got studs in the SEC.
100%.
So that's still a long season, but good start so far for the SEC. We got Georgia that took care of Marshall 45-7. Big Ten, good start with Oregon taking care of Montana State 59-13. And then obviously we had Florida State over Alabama 31-17, and then Arizona State 38-19, Michigan 34-17, Florida 55-0. Florida probably plays like one of the toughest, I'd say, overall records. Sorry about that. In regards to the overall, like, franchise, I mean, in regards to, like, the schedules for these college football teams. Now that we're looking at the current live scores for week number 2. We
Iowa
got
State
right.
just beat Iowa 16-13.
Yeah, right now. You said Iowa and Iowa State. Did that game go final?
Yes, it did. Iowa State won 16-13.
Iowa State won 16-13. So they win the Civil War in Iowa.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Wow, that was at Iowa State. So Ames, no one's going to sleep in Ames tonight. Like
no.
that whole college town is on fire the rest of tonight and the rest of the weekend, essentially. Okay, so Iowa gets handed their first loss by their bitter rival, Iowa State. Big win. Iowa State already 3-0 on the season. They started the season in Dublin. They beat Kansas State. They got a win last week. We're looking at Iowa State right now, 3-0. They beat South Dakota. They beat Kansas State. And now they beat Iowa. The first 3-0 team in college football.
I mean, hey, they keep it up. Maybe they'll make the bowl. Maybe they'll make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, we could definitely see them in the playoffs. I mean, like as a Big 12 representative. I mean, Arizona State, they got matched up against Texas, right? I think it was Texas.
Yeah, I believe so,
that was a really good game. Like, I mean, like Arizona State with Cam Scadaboo going up against Matthew Golden, who will be making, both of them will be making debuts for the respective teams. Cam Scadaboo with the Giants, Matthew Golden with the Green Bay Packers. We could talk a little bit about that coming up here. We got Georgia currently leading 14-3 against Austin Peay. Oklahoma State and Oregon. That's a good game. That's coming up.
No, that's me if I want to watch.
The game that I think I've circled from the beginning though is that Michigan-Oklahoma game. That I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that. Alabama versus University of Louisiana Monroe. That should be a win. That should be a win.
No, definitely should be.
That should be a win for sure. I'm sure Tuscaloosa definitely would. They definitely need a win for this week. But like that's going to be in Tuscaloosa, so I got Roll Tide on that.
Roll Tide.
And Florida State, they're 2-0. They won 77-3 against East Texas A&M. Penn State, they go 2-0 against FIU. Some of these early games that happened. Texas Tech, they got the win. They're 2-0 up against Kent State. Indiana with a win against Kennesaw State. Other games in progress. Texas A&M, Utah State. Texas A&M up on the Aggies. Aggie versus Aggie. You got Utah State Aggies going up against Texas A&M Aggies. The Texas A&M Aggies are up 37-14, so the SEC team is leading in that function. We got a great game between Baylor and SMU, 38-38 with just about 34 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So definitely a game to lock into. That's on the CW network. And then Illinois is boat racing Duke 38-19. Those are two basketball schools, but they're going up against each other in a football game. So that's Big Ten on display there. And then Texas right now 2 minutes away from going 1-1, up 38-7 against San Jose State. Arch Manning, real quick. I know Arch Manning, a lot of people were saying that, hey, he looked like he'd never thrown a football before. His mechanics look like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. There's been a lot of dissection of his game, but I feel like you got to give him time. And he looked a lot better today in regards to like he was able to make his reads and he was able to make his throws. I mean, if you have 3 NFL quarterbacks in your family tree, I think the chances are you're probably going to be all right. You've been in a lot of these discussions in regards to like, hey, you're the next one or you're the chosen Manning, right? And obviously his grandpa started it, Archie Manning, named after him, namesake Arch Manning, and even though his direct father, Cooper Manning, didn't actually play in the NFL, he might have been one of the best athletes in the entire family. And now seeing Arch Manning, similar to his grandpa in regards to scrambling ability, a little bit more than Peyton and Eli ever did. You're seeing that with Arch Manning. So excited to watch Texas the rest of the season. But again, it's tough to go up against the defending champs. But I just want to at least just touch on it because I know a lot of people were talking about Arch Manning and like the hype and maybe the disappointment for some people.
I mean, I think he's going to be that flame of, oh my God, he's the biggest thing ever. Oh my gosh. And he'll be good. He'll make the NFL. It's just, he's not going to be like, oh my God, this kid like the next Tom Brady or the next Joe Montana or the next XY. I don't think he has. He's going to be a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he reaches that height.
Absolutely. And last week was his first ever road start. So he, like last year with Texas, he only played in games that were played in Austin. So this was his first ever road experience, actually taking a snap on the road. So yeah, give him time. Again, not everybody's going to be Tom Brady, not everybody's going to be Peyton Manning, not everybody's going to be Eli Manning in regards to like instantly making that change from college to pros. You got to let him live his own journey in football. So anyway, getting back into some of these other scores here too. I know that the MLB is kind of wrapping up too. Overall, though, what do you think of the standings? I think right now the standings are for the AL East. Toronto, you got Yankees, you got Boston. For the AL Central, you got Detroit, you got Kansas City, you got Cleveland. Like Cleveland's about like 10 games out at 500 at 70-70, and then you got KC about 8.5 behind Detroit, and then Boston is at 78-64, 4.5 behind Toronto. New York, 4 games behind Toronto at 78-63, and you got Toronto at top of the AL East at 82-59. And then Houston for the AL West is leading at 77-65. So best team right now is Toronto in the AL. And you got other teams competing for the wild card. Seattle, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. They're probably going to be in the mix for a wild card. You even got Texas right there. And then when you go over to the NL, you got Philadelphia, you got Milwaukee, and you got LA Dodgers. But Milwaukee's still leading the majors with best record at 87-55. Second in the NL Central, Chicago Cubs, 81-60, 5.5 games behind. And then you got the next closest, this is crazy, is a team a game below 500 with the Cincinnati Reds at 70-71. So it is strictly a 2-team race in the NL Central with 5.5 to go with about, 20 games left, right? 20 games left, give or take.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like a week into September, so the games are wrapping up here very quickly. And we're going to be talking about October baseball here very soon. And then we would figure Milwaukee's going to be involved, probably with the number 1 seed. You got Philadelphia probably in the number 2 seed with the NL East. You got Dodgers, and then you got Padres right on the heels of the Dodgers. So they could potentially overtake the Dodgers by the end of the season. Seems like the Dodgers have kind of come down to earth since July and August and like September. We'll see how the rest of September shakes out, but that is sometimes a strong indication on the teams that are getting hot at the right time that lead into playoff success. So pay attention to September. I know it's a long season, but realize this is the final lap in regards to you see the checkered flag, you see the checkered flag, you see September, you see once you're at like 20, 15, 10 games, that's the final sprint. And these games are going to get extra pivotal in regards to the magic numbers, and you're going to see teams clinch divisions, and you're also going to see these September call-ups. So MLB, stay with me. I know for the 94 podcast, we don't talk too much baseball, but expect more because we're in the most exciting time of year in regards to figuring out these divisions, figuring out the wild cards, and then we're going to get to October baseball where we all know and love that, it comes back to clutch, hitting, pitching, and bullpens. So I'm excited. Cubs are going to be in the mix. Wild card, probably not the division. We'll see, though, because you're still mathematically alive, and you're going to hear me say that quite a bit in regards to like the next couple of weeks here. But yeah, just a quick baseball wrap up. I know I'm sorry to all the Rockies fans, but you guys have been eliminated from playoff contention. So we will not be talking about the Rockies unfurling their first World Series championship this year. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Let me get off the soapbox there for baseball. But yeah, we have a lot of good things coming up. The wild cards right now are Yankees, Boston, and Seattle. And then wild card for the National League is Cubs, Padres, and Mets. And, I mean, you got the Giants kind of lingering at 4 games out, and then you also got the Rangers lingering at a half game out. But enough baseball. Let's get back to the weekend. This is kickoff weekend. Let's get back to the picks. I think we have Vikings, Bears before any send-offs here.
I mean, it should be a great one. I'm glad it's a Monday night game. I'm glad I can be home and watching it. I'm glad it's not during the day where I have to watch it on my phone. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah. Like, we actually get an actual game that we get to break down and actually see from beginning to start with J.J. McCarthy. You get to see Kevin O'Connell basically just unleash this offense, and knowing that you don't get Jordan Addison, that'll be like the only kind of like takeaway where you're just like, all right, well, you didn't have Jordan Addison. That could have changed a couple of matchups or overall like looks that you're gonna get. But this is gonna be as healthy as a squad as you're gonna get, because we're gonna see if left tackle Christian Darrisaw or CD is able to play and actually be in like a critical part of the offensive line to protect J.J. McCarthy. I got this going close. I said this before. Probably similar to what we saw with the first game of the season between Philadelphia and Dallas. Chippy game is going to be close. I got Vikings winning it. I'm giving the Vikings 31-20. I think Vikings win by 11, 31-20. I know normally we just got one possession games for the Vikings, but now with J.J. McCarthy, I think we're able to get a little bit more breathing room and be able to close out some of these drives with touchdowns. So I got Vikings 31-20 in a chippy, tough-fought game. Vikings go 1-0.
I'm going to say it's going to be chippy. I'm going to say it is 24-10 Vikings.
Okay.
A little bit more defense, but there's.
I like that score too. That's a good score. Yeah. Oh, breaking news though: Browns do sign Quinshon Judkins to a 4-year rookie contract, so he's locked in with the Browns now.
Wow.
There's no going back to Ohio State. That's not a route anymore. He is officially a pro athlete. He is with the Browns. He is committed to his 4-year contract. So that will be definitely, wow, that's a big time deal. I mean, we also got some other opportunity. Oh, it looks like Xavier Worthy was hurt on the first drive as the Chiefs came out flat. So
yeah, that was.
I feel bad for all the Xavier Worthy truthers, especially in the fantasy world.
Hi, that's me.
Hi, Jim. Is it okay? Hey, we're doing a welfare check on you. Are you okay?
No, but I power through.
You are worthy. You are worthy. Xavier Worthy, he will be back and he will make plays. Yes, he will be back. He will be making plays for you. But obviously, just a pause for concern because last thing you need is a guy with a great opportunity in front of him and he's missing time. That's just tough because you want to see the guys that at the highest level, and he played in the Super Bowl, and he played really well in the Super Bowl. And you just want to see that rookie momentum carry into his sophomore season, avoid that sophomore slump that could definitely happen, especially if you're missing time and you're not able to get out on the field to produce the results that you're looking for. But yeah, big news though for Cleveland. That's huge to kind of resolve that before week 1, knowing that, hey, we have our future running back in place. But in regards to Micah Parsons, limited in practice, questionable versus Lions, he's got to play, right? He's got to play. I don't think he sits that. I don't think he sits out week 1. So for me, that's like almost like a non-headline. He's playing. Yeah, he's playing. Titans safety Hooker strike a 3-year deal for $48.6 million extension. Huge deal. Shout out to Hooker in regards to getting his deal done. And it looks like Malik Neighbors is expected to play. Thomas unlikely. Hold on. Thomas is doubtful. Okay. Who is... Oh, that's the left tackle. Okay. That got me concerned because I thought it was another player that I was thinking for Jacksonville. But it looks like that is just some of the news around the league right now. Okay. But yeah. Definitely want to... take a look at some of these last-minute Week 1 intels in regards to some of these upset picks. I mean, I think the one upset pick that I have right now is I would have the Colts I have the Colts beating the Dolphins because I feel like everybody is kind of counting Daniel Jones out, but I feel like Daniel Jones against this Dolphins team that for whatever reason, they go with whatever Tua is feeling in that game. So if you're able to knock Tua around, I feel like you could really slow down this offense. And then I feel like with Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, I feel like this offense, you're going to be able to see it unleash fully with the ability that they have with Michael Pittman too. So they have 3 levels in regards of weapons on this offense. And knowing that Daniel Jones can actually giddy up and actually start running for the Colts. So that's going to be a fun offense to watch for the season. We'll see if Anthony Richardson gets back into the quarterback room and makes things interesting down the line in case Daniel Jones, his play suffers. But I'm going with the Colts for my upset Colts upset. That's my upset pick against the Dolphins. If you're looking for a survival pick, I would go with the Colts over the Dolphins.
If you're looking for a survival pick, oh gosh, I think you're going to have to get Arizona out of your way, take them over the Saints, just get it done, get it over with, and you leave more teams for later on.
Oh, you say pick the Saints over the Cardinals?
No, pick the Cardinals over the Saints.
Pick the Cardinals over the Saints. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't know. The Saints might be the team that might be tanking for a number 1 pick. We'll see. But okay, yeah, those are some of those games that I'll definitely be taking a look at. But again, survival picks. Like I'm in a survival pool. I haven't made my pick yet, but I'm leaning towards. Do you think the Steelers might be a safe pick this week?
They could be safe. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't be. They're playing the Jets. They're playing at MetLife. Who knows? Maybe the MetLife turf will take Rodgers again. It could be safe. I think your safe pick is taking Jacksonville over Carolina.
Jacksonville, Carolina. Okay. That's in. Is that in Carolina or is it in
Oh, is it
Jacksonville?
Duval?
It's in Duval.
Duval.
Ooh, I do like that. I do like that. Jags versus Panthers. Well, Bryce Young has definitely had a resurgence, and he gets Tatoria McMillan, Xavier Legette. No more Adam Thielen, but he's got Jalen Coker, and he has Hunter Renfrow. So, I mean, he still has weapons. We'll see what the running back situation looks like because Chuba Howard, everybody thought Chuba Howard was just going to get replaced or like they were just going to let him go. Well, he's been the backup and now the starter ever since Christian McCaffrey left Carolina. So shout out to Chuba Howard. No longer, he doesn't have Miles Sanders there anymore. I think it's Jonathan Brooks. Who else is there running backs out there in Carolina? But I think Carolina definitely has a really good offense, but their defense a little shaky. And I think Brian Thomas, like that's the Thomas that I was worried about. I was like, Brian Thomas is out. No, he's playing, and I think he's going to have a field day. I think Jags. That's a solid pick. I think Jags will cover. I think they'll cover. I think that'll be a close game. I could see the Jags winning that game, like 27-10, something like that.
It could be close. I think it's going to be like
27-14, something like that. Like at least a two-score game.
Yes.
Yeah. Like out of the early games too, like if I had to pick, it would either be like picking Arizona over New Orleans. If you just want a safe survival pick, it would be Arizona over New Orleans. Everybody probably thought Dallas was going to be an easy loss for Philadelphia, but I'm sure Philadelphia, some people that picked the Eagles were sweating that one out. 4-point win, they still got the win, but still, it just takes one mistake in these survival leagues. So, but anyway, we'll just put a bow on this game, on this podcast. It is a game in a way, in regards to we do have a kickoff, we do have halftime, and we do have a close, and it's time for the close here. Any final parting thoughts or notes that you want to add? Did you hear about the trade though? Carey Price, the NHL trade. He got traded to the San Jose Sharks.
I did. It's more of a salary issue is why the trade happened more than a retirement. So it is a big trade, but he's not playing anymore. It's just for salary purposes. That's done plenty of times until his contract runs out.
He's just going to play out his contract in San Jose?
No, so he's done. I think he's retired. He can't play anymore because of like injuries or something like that.
Okay.
But his salary is still on the books, and that's just a salary dump.
It's a salary dump. Gotcha.
Yes.
And San Jose was just like, we'll volunteer our books.
Yeah, because they need him to reach a salary floor, so that's one way they do it.
Okay. Gotcha. Yep. But that was some interesting news that definitely broke recently. Okay. Kirill Kaprizov for the Minnesota Wild. He's due for one of the largest deals in the NHL history coming up.
Oh, definitely. He has all the makings of being one of the star players in the league. So if they don't pay him, someone else will. I mean the Minnesota Wild.
Yep. The Minnesota Wild owner Craig Leopold has made that clear. He was like, hey, got a blank check right here. Sign.
What do you want?
Whatever. Yes. Sign. So we're signing you to whatever amount that will take to keep Kirill Kaprizov in St. Paul. Well, we'll definitely have to check out Kirill Kaprizov. You know, once you're in town. When are you going to be in town?
I'm thinking about like mid-November would be a fun time.
Mid-November?
Catch a couple games. Catch a couple basketball. Catch a couple hockey. Catch a Vikings game all at once. That would be fun.
I'd be happy to host. Come through.
I appreciate it. Hell yeah. You know I will.
Come through.
Hell yeah.
All right, Jim, this has been fun. Until next time here in the 94 podcast, we'll see you at the TOP, and we're out.